Yazidi campaigners are calling on the Swiss government to follow in the footsteps of other European governments and recognize the actions of the Islamic State or ISIS against their community as genocide. Only 10 new appointments have been made for teachers of Kurdish and Zazaki out of 20,000 new teacher appointments recently announced by the Turkish Minister of National Education, Yusuf Tekin. The third Paris Kurdish Cultural Festival will begin on Saturday the 25th of May with a cultural parade including traditional Kurdish goven dancing and music. And well-known French philosopher and sociologist Edgar Morin has voiced his support for the Freedom of Kurdistan Workers' Party co-founder Abdullah Öcalan. Learn more with Media News. Yazidi campaigners are calling on the Swiss government to follow in the footsteps of other European governments and recognise the actions of the Islamic State or ISIS against their community as genocide. In 2014, the ISIS massacre against the Yazidi people in Sinjar led to hundreds of thousands of people fleeing their homelands. Thousands more were killed, and those captured by ISIS were subjected to rape, sexual slavery, forced marriages, and forced conversions to Islam. The Free Yazidi Foundation wrote in its open letter to the Swiss government, in August 2014, the Islamic State launched its genocidal campaign against the Yazidi community in Sinjar, Iraq. The ensuing attacks, enslavement, and array of associated atrocities and criminal acts have been formally recognized as genocide by the United Nations and numerous governments and legislatures worldwide. Campaigners have been pushing international organizations and state governments to recognize the genocide against the Yazidi people. In 2021, the United Nations investigative team to promote accountability for crimes committed by ISIS formally recognized the genocide. The British, German, Canadian, French, and Australian parliaments, the US State Department and House of Representatives, the Council of Europe, and the European Parliament all passed resolutions giving recognition to the genocide against the Yazidi people. Only 10 new appointments have been made for teachers of Kurdish and Zazaki out of 20,000 new teacher appointments recently announced by the Turkish Minister of National Education, Yusuf Tekin. Kurdish, which is the second most commonly spoken language in Turkey, was allocated less teachers than English, German, Russian, and Arabic. For comparison, Kurdish was allocated just 10 teaching quotas, while English was allocated almost 1,000. Tekin's decision has come under heavy criticism. Sherefsan Jaziri, the spokesperson of the Kurdish language platform, said, "Even proportionally, it is ridiculous and insufficient." Serhat Kilic, co-chair of a branch of the Eyüptüm Sen Pro-Liberties Education Union, told Turkish journalists, "This is an expression of the approach towards Kurdish language." Meanwhile, in Diyarbakir's Sur district, a Kurdish language festival is underway as preparations commence for this year's Kurdish Language Day on the 15th of May. Repression of the Kurdish language and others has been a policy in Turkey since the establishment of the Republic of Turkey in 1923. As part of the celebration of Kurdish Language Day last year, Dilan Güvenç of Mesopotamia Language, Culture and Research Association said, "Language is the foundation of all nations and a crucial factor in the survival and identity of minority groups, particularly for the Kurds." The third Parish Kurdish Cultural Festival will begin on Saturday the 25th of May with a cultural parade including traditional Kurdish govend dancing and music. After the parade, an opening ceremony will take place with speeches and a documentary about cultural practices of the Kurdish community living in Paris being shown, followed by a concert played on the traditional Kurdish frame drum instrument, def. It will continue until the 1st of June with artistic performances, arts and crafts workshops, culinary exhibitions and discussions and activities for children taking place. The final day of the festival will be crowned by a grand concert featuring well-known Kurdish artists. The organisers have said that they are holding this festival to raise awareness of the threatened Kurdish culture and to share and promote it. They are also highlighting that this event is also aimed at children, with a day of fun workshops to help them discover the Kurdish language, music and dance. This year's festival is a continuation of the first two editions, where thousands of people were able to gain an insight into Kurdish culture. Well-known French philosopher and sociologist Edgar Morin has voiced his support for the Freedom of Kurdistan Workers' Party co-founder Abdullah Öcalan. The 102-year-old, known for his work on complexity and complex thought, told Kurdish media, "The Kurdish people's struggle for freedom is a just cause. We must fight for the Kurdish people and its leader Abdullah Öcalan." Morin said that he admired the Kurdish cause. In fact, he is a long-standing advocate in support of the Kurdish people. The world-renowned thinker has been a key figure in sociology from the 1950s to the present day. He holds honorary degrees from a total of 38 universities worldwide. Morin said that the freedom for Abdullah Öcalan is key to achieving peace, adding, "We should not give up on the struggle and campaign for the Kurdish people and their leader Abdullah Öcalan." He continued, saying, "The forces that can take action for a peaceful solution to the Kurdish problem are very weak and dispersed. In order for an international intervention in favour of the Kurdish people to take place, there must be a democratic revival in the world. In this sense, international pressure on Turkey in favour of Abdullah Öcalan may be effective."